Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is Bell's Palsy Talk Live, and I'm really excited today. We're going to be joined by Amy Green, who is the Bell's Palsy Warrior here on Instagram. And I'm going to get her to join us right now. I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. All right. Hopefully she's going to join us in just a second. This is Amy Green, the Bell's Palsy Warrior. Hey, Amy. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm great. Just got up, ready to rock.
Yes, it's really early for you, right? In Canada?
It's 7. It's okay. It's not
7.
that bad.
Okay.
Amy's joining us over from the UK, and so it's evening there for you?
3 o'clock in the afternoon, so not too bad.
That's not too bad. Well, welcome here to Bell's Palsy Talk. I'm really excited. We're really trying to focus on having followers and just real people talking about our experiences with Bell's palsy, so people don't feel alone going through their experience. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I've had Bell's palsy for about 4 years now. I had to actually write the details down before I came live with you because I think I've lived with it for that long that I just sort of sometimes forget that I've got it. But I was diagnosed on the 22nd of May 2017. I woke up and couldn't move this side of my face at all. Very interestingly, wasn't particularly scared when that happened. I'm not sure why. I just felt quite calm. We have a wonderful National Health Service here in the UK, so I rung my doctor straight away, made an appointment with him. He thought I was having a stroke, which panics me a lot. I was 35 at the time. They then did some tests at the GP surgery and decided that it was Bell's palsy, and just sent me on my way with some steroids and said,
"Good luck.
It's Bell's palsy. Good luck." Exactly.
Basically, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Went to work that day, and it progressed. It got much worse, as we all know, everyone that's watching. My face got much worse and was drooping and was, much worse. And I actually worked in the hospital at the time. I work in recruitment, and my manager made me go to A&E, what I think you guys might say the emergency room, and I was in A&E for about 4 or 5 hours having multiple tests, CAT scans and brain scans and all sorts of things. And again, they came back and said, "It's Bell's palsy, here's an eye patch, good luck." Yeah, absolutely. And went home that night and just was in a state of flux. It happened the same time in the UK as the Manchester Arena attacks. I'm not sure if that news made it over to you at the Ariana Grande concert, when there was quite a big bomb that went off and decimated Manchester Arena. So I always took from that I was quite lucky that I'm going to get emotional. I was quite lucky that I still had my health, even though I had an infliction on my face. Could have been much worse. So I took comfort from that, actually. I promised myself I wouldn't get upset.
It's an emotional thing, and I think, just to interrupt, I think that's important. We're not the trouble is too, I find, is we are very lucky. I was talking to Reem on here. Hi Reem. She's here. She's from Lebanon, and obviously there's so many things going on there. She chooses to get up, look in the mirror, think positive. Some days that's easier than others, but we are lucky. But I think that's also why it's so important to stick together, because we understand each other where other people might not.
Definitely. Yeah. Hi, Reem. Hi, Reem. Just think that she's there. Oh, and my best friend's here. Hi, Zoe. Just as I started crying. Sorry.
Never be sorry.
So I think it was then it was the journey of that. I very much chose to face it head on and, deal with it and kind of get through stuff. But yeah, it was really tough. And I think the big thing for me in the UK, and it seems like it's the same story worldwide, there just isn't any information out there. I found my support far too late, really. Online resources like yourself are brilliant. There's loads of groups on Facebook. There's a brilliant resource in the UK, Facial Palsy. They're brilliant. But there's no information. You're just told to kind of get on with it, and the pain that comes with it, the physical pain, the mental pain, just everything. It's a difficult journey. It really is. Yeah.
I was lucky I didn't have the actual physical pain too much that I
Oh,
remember. But yeah, that part's really
mm,
challenging. Now, so you now are about, is it about 6 years in, right?
4 years in, four
Four
years for
years.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm about 7, and that's where I'm really enjoying talking to people who aren't, of course, when you're first diagnosed, that's what you want to search, you want to find the answers, and you want to find the magic pill.
Absolutely.
But I do think it's really important for us as warriors, as you say, to
Mm,
keep on speaking so that, people who are newly diagnosed understand that life gets on,
definitely.
whether you believe it or not at the time. But
Yeah,
I also really
absolutely.
like to talk about self-care. And
Mm.
I'm always very curious to ask people that I interview whether you found yourself or continue to find yourself as someone who's constantly doing things for other people and putting yourself second. And what do you say about that for yourself?
I did, when I was diagnosed, I was a million miles an hour and I was working a very, very difficult job, and I would be working 13, 14 hours a day, literally getting up, going to work, coming home, eating and going to bed. It was very, very pressurized. I think I had 2 or 3 jobs at the time. I was just constantly on the go. And I found it really difficult to just stop because Bell's palsy made me stop. And I was in bed for maybe about 5 days when I was first diagnosed. I just, the steroids helped me, to kind of give me that energy.
Yeah.
But, and when I tapered off of those, that was really tough as well. I went back to work too quickly. So I had to learn to say no. And that was really, really tough for me because I didn't, and I still find it difficult to say no. I've got much better recently. And I think COVID definitely helped me to sort of reset and
Yeah.
reevaluate things, because we all were in that situation. It was quite funny because my friends were joking and said, oh, I can't believe we can't go out on a weekend. And I thought, well, that's my standard standard life that we got. There's some great things on Netflix. I discovered Netflix. Until I had Bell's palsy, I'd never watched that. I'd never watched
Didn't have
Netflix. I never
time.
had anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I discovered the show Power and got really into things like that. But yeah, I just didn't have the time. So I'm a massive believer in self-care now, and when I struggle, I'm quite fortunate actually because the struggle shows on my face, so my face will droop, or I'll feel tightening, or I just won't feel well in general, and I know I need to go to sleep. That's my rest. I know lots of people do meditation and massages, which are wonderful. I just need a good night's sleep, and I need to be in bed before a certain time because I'm up at a certain time, and a good solid sleep, and that really helps me. But it's the one thing that I say to people that come to me for advice, that have been newly diagnosed: make sure you take care of yourself and listen to what your body's saying to you. If you want to get out and do that exercise, then brilliant. If you feel you're able to live your life, but don't make any apologies for slowing down and looking after yourself, because it's the one thing that actually is proven to heal Bell's palsy and to make you feel better.
Well, and I think that if,
So
in any ailment, really, if you're not sure what to
absolutely.
do, rest
Mm.
is the number one thing. My mom says that: rest and drink a lot of water. That,
Yes.
as humans, that's what we need the most. And you're right. The, self-care is something in our society worldwide
Mm.
is not a concept that people even remotely understand.
No.
I can't remember exactly when it was, but the first time it came up, I had kids, and I was married, had a house, and all the things, and it, when you have kids, it's of course, they
Mm.
come first, but they shouldn't. You have to really take care of yourself, but you can't fit it in. And the therapist, oh, what do you do for self-care? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Like, sometimes I get a pedicure, like, so
Yes.
it's just so interesting to me. And everybody that I talk to has had Bell's palsy, without exception, has that similar story where we
Mm.
go, 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 push, 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 push all the
Yeah,
time. And the universe is like, you didn't listen to me. So
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm
slow down.
going to lay you flat on your back
Yeah, without a
for
doubt.
1 to 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and you're going to figure it out.
Yeah,
hopefully, so it
absolutely.
doesn't happen.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I can almost pinpoint the chain of events that led to it happening. You know, obviously you have a lot of time to think when you're laid low and not doing things. And yeah, I can almost pinpoint that time that it happened. And again, it's a blessing. I choose to be positive about it. I recognize the signs now. You know, I recognize if we say worked up in the UK. I'm not sure if that's a global phrase, but I can feel myself getting anxious, or I can feel myself getting agitated. My heart rate goes up, and I just say to myself, "Stop."
Good.
Whatever it is that's making you feel like that, it's not worth it. You know, I joke with my friends and say that my face is broken, and my friends will say to me, "Don't break the other side of your face."
That's great, because
But
that's true.
it's a good reminder, you know, to like slow down.
Not
Like
worth it. I love.
it's not that important. It really isn't. You
Yeah.
know, no matter what it is. I've had a couple of challenges recently in my personal life and things at work and stuff. And yeah, it's like a constant reminder of, you know, just take a breath and calm down, and everything will be okay. And you'll get to the destination when you get to it.
Or
But
not.
you really have
Or
to,
not.
yeah,
You
or
know.
not. And it doesn't, yeah, absolutely that, absolutely.
And I think that that's what, you know, as we progress in life and get older, you know, I turned 40, and it's like, you're totally right. This is not worth it. Like, nothing is worth the stress of your health.
Mm,
Um,
absolutely.
you know, and taking the best care that you can. Obviously, people in certain, you know, you might not be able to afford certain things. That's different, but you can still take care of yourself mentally. You can sleep. You can drink as much water as you can. Those kinds of things are super important. I mean,
Mm,
right now I'm having trouble with, you know, eating healthy enough, or,
mm,
you know, with those kinds of things about taking care of my body. And I'm really struggling with that. But I do like your attitude. You're like, is this worth it? Is
mm.
it really worth it? And I think that that's awesome how your friends say, is it really worth breaking the other side of your face? Because that's a good kind of.
It is. It's a good reminder, and they keep me grounded. You know, I'm again very fortunate for that. But I think you also choose your mindset. I think that's about taking care of yourself. You
Yeah,
know, when
yeah,
you can. When my first day of diagnosis was really really hard, and I cried all day,
of
and I
course.
went to bed that night and thought, I'm not doing it again. I'm just not. I've got a choice. I've got this thing. As I used to say, I don't know what's happened. I've got this thing on my face. It'll be gone soon, but I have a choice to either cry for however long that takes to get better, or I'll just see what happens. And I chose to see what happened. And 4 years later, thankfully, I'm here, and the majority of it is
Yeah,
still not completely recovered, but the majority of it is fine. The synchronicity was hard to deal with. But again, it's another challenge, right? Okay, take deep breath, assess that information, deal with it, process it, move on to
move
the next
on.
step.
And I mean, of
You know,
course,
and
that can be a process every 10 minutes. You know,
oh,
for those
absolutely.
watching who's new, or, you know, watching this later, um, we have, hi John, we have you're saying hi.
Hi
Um,
everyone.
we it can be every 10 minutes. This isn't
It
something that
really
just
can.
because it's been 4 years for you that you're like, oh, okay, over it.
Oh,
Every
without a
time,
doubt, no,
you
no.
know, we're on a live, every time you know, I'm doing a video or things like that, some days are harder than others, where you're kind of like, oof, you know, or you
Yeah,
look at yourself in a picture, or, you know, you are tired, and I'm self-conscious about my eye, and
yeah.
things that's real, and that probably
Mm,
won't go away. And there's no
no.
magic pill. You know, for me, it's been 6 years now.
Hmm.
And, you know, when I am really rested and I do stretches, if my face, because I still wake up and, you know, you get the like, good morning, you know, um, then but you gotta just keep on going. It's not like it goes
Yeah.
away. So for those who are new, or new into the club that you don't
Hmm.
really want to be in, but welcome.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure, welcome.
yeah, welcome. We are fun. We're a fun bunch. You know, it's important to just remember that it's a daily thing, and it doesn't go away. And like you said, there
Mm,
isn't as much information out there. I mean, 4 years for me,
mm,
6 years, 6 or 7 years for me. Of course, I Googled, and there's really nothing there. So that's where, to me, it's important. I'm not a doctor. You know, I have doctors on sometimes, like, you know, talk about
mm.
it and things. But I think the most important thing is just for us to stick together, joke
Absolutely.
around. You know, we
Yeah.
have, you know,
And I think
Yep. Go
because
ahead.
there's not that much information out there. It's also that there's so many fallacies that are out there as well, like so many falsehoods. You know, there's a ridiculous potion that Amazon sell that's called Bell's Palsy Bye or Goodbye Bell's Palsy or something ridiculous. And the amount of times that new people will post on groups on
on the
Facebook and
Facebook
say,
group. Yeah.
oh, and I could cry for them, like I'm an emotional, but my heart, and I think you think you're going to take 2 drops of this and you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to be fine. You know, even if you've made a full recovery, and God bless you if you have, there's still the residual effects. There's still the underneath work that's going on. You know, just because on the surface you're okay, doesn't mean that you are underneath. You know, there's so much work to do, and that's a frustrating thing for me. I spoke to, I did some work with. The charity that I work for currently, they allowed me to write a blog. We have a facial paralysis week in the UK. So I wrote a blog about my experiences. And then I was contacted off the back of that by somebody in Chicago that's doing a study. And we were talking about trying to come up with a collaborative, just what would you call it, like a fact sheet or just some information that somebody could be pointed in the right direction with, that was recently diagnosed with Bell's palsy, what to expect in your first week, you know, just something very similar, you know, very, very simple, or citing, you know, proper resources, you know, and what to expect, because that's the hardest thing, I think, is that the falsehoods that are out there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that, yeah, you're totally, I you know, of course I've seen that essential oil or whatever it is. And it's not the, like, okay, cool, buy it, do whatever. I mean, honestly, people ask me, oh, what did you do that worked? I don't know, because I tried everything. Like,
so did I.
Right? Like, I think most of us are, is like, okay, I went to acupuncture, I went to acupressure, I tried like any supplements, any vitamins, intravenous B12 vitamins, and they're all good. And I was guided by a naturopath. It's not like I just randomly started doing things, but you know, I don't know, because you know, super all the things, you know. So it sounds like you're the same too. And the problem is the false hope is what you're saying. It's not the $20 that you spend, but you're right. You're like waiting for that, and you're going to do. So if anybody's watching who's new, there is no magic pill, because
Sadly.
let me tell you, if there was, we wouldn't be in this situation.
We would have found it. Yeah.
I wouldn't be making new friends here.
Yeah, we would have found it. But again, I think, you know, the best thing you can do is that self-care. Sleep. Yep. And rest. Switch off. Turn your phone off. I can't turn my phone off. I have to put it on silent, but put it out of reach. You know, even those 10 minutes of, like, I discovered face masks at 36 years old. I'd lay down for 10 minutes in a room and put a face mask on. And initially, I was thinking, my phone's ringing. Somebody must want to get hold of me. I need to respond to that email. I need to respond to that text message. I was like, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
There is nothing. Yeah, there is nothing that's important. And then, you know, picking up my phone after 10 minutes and no one's tried to contact me, and I'm thinking, right, okay, well, next time I'll do 15, next time I'll do 20, you know, and just very slowly started with those things. And now I make no apologies for having a self-care day. You know, I text my family to let them know we're very close.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
they know that you didn't fall off the face of the earth. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm having a day, I'm having an early night, you know, or whatever, and it's like, love you, see you in the morning, you know, and it's just absolutely fine.
No, and so good for you. That, I mean, I think that's really smart. It's like, well, it's like your own personal spa day that didn't cost you $500. So John here, one of our viewers here now, has said, anyone else think it's just time helps? I have tried everything. 150%. 150%. Your nerves. So you know, I have a live coming up again with him, Pierre from Botho Physio. And I talk all the time, and there is lots of stuff that you can do, but your nerves in your body are the slowest to heal in your entire body. So our nerves are damaged. They have to heal. Clearly, we are not the most patient bunch of people on the planet, because every single one I just like, oh my God, I'm so impatient. Forcing things and pushing, including your face, does damage, and that's what causes synkinesis. And I have synkinesis. 100% pushing too hard is exactly what caused it. Stretching too hard, I know the electric, whatever it's called, the electric
Oh yeah, the
acupuncture
stimulation thing.
is
Yeah,
very controversial. Some people say to do it. I say absolutely do not do it. You're
yeah, I agree.
forcing your
Not to do
face
it.
to do something that's not natural.
Yeah,
You can't force and push,
yeah.
unfortunately. Like we said, if there was a magic pill, we all would have taken it, and gone for drinks. But this isn't like, you know. So, anyways, time, 100%.
Definitely.
And just
And I
wait.
think it is natural, you think you're ill, you want to get better, and waiting is so unnatural, to think that, oh, just in time I'm going to get better. I was referred again by our wonderful NHS to a physio after a year, and they gave me some wonderful stretches and things to do with my eye and my lip and everything. And she, it was like a lightning bolt out of the sky. She said, you're aiming for symmetry. So, you can overwork this side of your face all you want, but it's the symmetry that we're aiming for. So go slow and make sure that your good side matches the bad side, or the bad side matches the good side. So if you can only half smile, then that is all that you need to do.
Yeah.
And actually, that made so much sense to me, because all those 12 months prior, I'd been working this face like a crazy lady, and, doing my vowel sounds and chewing gum and, all that sort of thing. All the things. I even wanted those mouth things that you use at the dentist. I was going to get one of those to try and like open my mouth and force them out. And I'm thinking, again, slow down.
Right?
You need to
Yeah.
calm down. But as soon as she said that to me, that made so much more sense. So again, counterintuitively, because I want everything. My friends are watching. Hello, everyone. They will tell you, I want everything everything yesterday. If somebody asks me to do something, I need to do it within 3 seconds. I can't wait. I can't do with people that are slow. I can't. That's just who I am.
Deal with people who are slow. I love that.
Like, just like, come on. Yeah.
Spit it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, let's deal with this. But so very counterintuitively for me, had to say, okay, have a breath. And start the massages, and start slow. 3 is enough in a day. 5 is enough in a day. We'll work our way up to 10. So that was tough.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And that's a really good point. If there's, if you do have a physical therapist, or if you don't, I recommend Butho Physio. You can find him on my feed if you scroll down. We have a viewer that just asked, what must I do after 4 months? She hasn't seen any progress. She or he, I'm not sure, I can't see the photo. Go to Butho Physio. If you haven't found any physical therapists in your area, or you can't afford it, he has unbelievable resources. You need to go find. He's got stretches, he's got exercises. He's really great. We're gonna have him on, I think, soon. My amazing assistant who's helping me now, Megan, is gonna organize that. But that's the thing, like we're saying, to get back to, if they say, do this for 30 seconds a day, doing 10 minutes a day is not going to make it go faster. And that's what we're like, our the Bell's Palsy community. And everybody that I talk to is like, I got a goal. And, that's what I was like when I was a, teenager. I'm going to graduate. I hated high school. Very depressed all the way through high school. I was like, just got to make it through high school. Then I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a good job. I'm going to own a business. I'm going to get married, have kids. I did it all. I did all the things. And then, you're pushing. This is not something that you can push. It's not a goal. You think you have, any kind of, ailment is, or whatever, we describe Bell's palsy as, is you can't force it. So you need to wait. Reem's asking, do you still find trouble while eating? I still get annoyed that I still chew better on one side than the other. Oh, super annoying. And you know what the worst is? Sushi. So I was just saying to my partner the other day, like, why do sushi pieces have to be so big? Like, I'm trying to stick it in my mouth. I have to eat sushi with a knife and fork, and people looking at me like I'm totally crazy, but I'm like, why? And if sushi comes in little tiny pieces, I'm like, thank you, because I can't get it in there. But yeah, that's super annoying.
My eye waters when I eat. So, and always was the first sign of synchronicity. So my eye waters. So I constantly have a napkin in my hand as I'm eating. It's just second nature now. The knife and fork put in my mouth, to have my eye, knife and fork. And again, my friends are wonderful. I have some wonderful work colleagues who will say, she cries at everything. She's even crying at that sandwich. That's how happy she is with the sandwich. And again, it becomes part of it becomes part of, I deal with everything with humour if you've not figured it out. But it's super tough, and yeah, I chew on my other side more than I do on this side. I had a toothache the other week on my good side, and I was thinking, oh, how am I supposed to eat? I struggle with sports cap bottles. I don't know whether you have those in America, so that when you have to suck on a bottle rather than drinking. I
don't like buy those like normally, like I just naturally, but I totally would have trouble with that.
Yeah, totally. But just in case, like if I need a bottle of water when I'm out and that's all they've got, I think, oh, so I have to unscrew the whole thing and drink out of the bottle. Yeah. So again, for me, it's about being prepared in that instance. So I've always got napkins with me, I've always got tissues, and I've always got a bottle of water with me now, because it's my self-preservation kit for when I'm out and about. But yes, still do with eating. Sometimes much worse than others,
Some days, some days, of course, are worse, and that's what we've been talking about. Is if anybody's just joining us, welcome. Talina Jane is welcome. Welcome to you. I love your handle. That's cute. But we are all in this together. It doesn't necessarily, you get better, but you have bad days and good days, and that's totally natural. Mel Harvey is just saying being able to connect with others who experience Bell's palsy is so helpful. Yeah, and thank you so much, Mel, for those kind words, because that is the goal here for myself, and I know the people who agree to come on is just to, we're all in this together. Make jokes about things like sushi because other people just don't understand, and that's why we're here. And so thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. Amy, you're amazing. I love your positive outlook.
Oh, thank you. So you.
Yeah, and and yes, Talina just says, she says, I think I'm finding it the hardest not knowing when I'm going to get better. And that is the thing, I think, with all of us as well, is that control aspect. And that is the lesson, that we're being taught by the universe, in my opinion, is we literally cannot control it. There is no estimate. Some doctors are able to tell you, oh, you have 6 months. This is typical. There's nothing typical. There's a lot of research. So me too. When I first got it, my mom did all the research, and she's like, oh, it'll be, I just been reading, some people get better after 3 days. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do 3 days. Some people it's 2 weeks. I can do 2 weeks. Like, that's totally fine. Like, I can just chill for 2 weeks. And then it's like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 12 weeks. And you're like, so
I had a really big event coming up, a very, very big event in the UK, like national, really big event, in 2 weeks, and I'd given myself exactly that time. I must have seen the same research as your mum.
Yeah, I will focus and I will be better.
And I was like, and I said to everyone, I was like, again, I haven't got time. I haven't got the time for this. I haven't got time to sleep. I need to get there. So I got there on the day, and I did everything I needed to do. It was a 24-hour thing. Did it, and without being dramatic, killed myself for the next 4 weeks because I was exhausted. I have never known fatigue like it in my life. And then again, that was at the point where the lesson really kicked in, that the universe had sent and said, how many more times do I need to tell you? Yeah. Slow down. And that's when I started to take it seriously, because it's an illness to be respected, as I'm sure you'll agree. And that was when I really had learnt my lesson by that point, and was, just slow down. But I completely agree. It's really, really hard. And I think you will make peace with what you've got. You will accept the illness that you have, and you'll learn to live with it, and you'll learn to accept that it's your new normal, and slowly you'll get better. Some days, like you say, much worse than others. I took a picture with my niece and nephew the other week and looked at the picture back and was mortified, because I was like, oh, that's my face. But actually, that is me. Yeah. That is what I look like. So unfortunately, you know, at least I've got a good sense of humor if I
Yeah,
don't have a smile.
that's all you can do is have a sense of humor.
Yeah,
And I think that that's,
absolutely.
you know, that's the key with anything. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, you're
I
very
think I could
welcome.
go
Thank you for
on
having
chatting
me.
with you for hours, but let's get on again soon. And thank you so
Definitely.
much to everybody for joining us and everybody who's going to watch later in the videos. The most important thing I think we can remember is we're all in this together. Time, rest, that's all we can do, and make sure you take care of yourself. So you have a
Definitely.
wonderful rest of your evening, Amy, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Have a great day. Take care,
Yeah,
everyone.
you too.
Bye.
Bye.